Hello everybody, this is Mr. Rob and welcome back to another episode of the Los Angeles Clippers MyNBA series here on NBA 2K24 as we return home to the Intuit Dome today to face the 4-5 Chicago Bulls with their newest acquisition and the #1 overall pick in Ron Holland. We'll get to see him for the first time today. The Bulls are an interesting squad because last year they did finish with 50 wins on the season, but decided to blow it up a little bit, trading away All-Star Zach LaVine in order to get the #1 pick and the rights to that man, Ron Holland. They did keep on to DeMar DeRozan, however, but we'll see for how much longer, as his future in Chicago has very much been a topic of debate recently. But we'll see him here today at home again in the Intuit Dome. If you're excited for this one, make sure you drop a like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more franchise content, as we are here and underway, as it'll be the Chicago Bulls who win the tip. Clippers wearing the whites while the Bulls are in their statement blacks here tonight, as Vucevic over to DeMar DeRozan. He has 5 seconds left on the shot clock. First possession here for Chicago. Only 3 seconds. Quickly letting it wind down. And Tre Jones is going to take a three. That's off the mark. Rebounded here for the Clippers. Their first possession of the day. Their starting lineup is Chris Dunn at the 1. And as well as James Harden at the 2. George at the 3. Kevin Love at the 4. And Zubats at the 5. No Kawhi Leonard in the lineup. Still a little banged up. We should see him return hopefully this week, as the first points of the day will be by that man right there, the former Miami Heat forward Kevin Love, who signed the 1-year contract in the offseason to reunite with Tyronn Lue. On the other end here for the Bulls, Jones gives it up to DeRozan, swinging the ball around. A lot of ball movement on this possession. They get Ron Holland open off the screen, and he misses on the 3. Holland has not had the best 3-point percentage to start this season, as he's also been a little banged up. Is off the screen. Here's Kevin Love on the pick and roll, but he's a little short on the layup. Rebounded by Chicago. Alex Caruso inside. There's Nikola Vucevic, who misses, gets his own rebound. Dishes it out to Caruso, over to DeRozan. Back over to Vucevic. Backing down Zubats. 4 seconds left to go on the shot clock. Spins to the left, but again a little off the mark. Bulls are scoreless through the first minute and a half. As here's Chris Dunn, gets the screen from Zubats. Nice inside pass, who finishes at the basket. Beautiful pick and roll offense there for the Clippers, as they are only 1-5 to begin this season. Jones now with it, gets a screen left side, double screen actually, over to DeMar. Screen from Vucevic. That's the pick and roll game to watch this game. As nice step back from DeRozan, gets Love to fake and goes right over the top. Nice move there by DeMar DeRozan, the now 7-time All-Star. 4-2 is your score early on in this one. James Harden now with it, isolated on Alex Caruso. Tries to drive right side baseline, and he does. Gets to the rack and scores. James Harden averaging 27 points per game this season, as the All-Star guard for the Los Angeles Clippers pushes the lead back out to 4. The DeRozan quickly on the other end, trying to drive inside. Gives it up for Tre Jones, who will back up. Reset at the top of the key. Now he drives right. Gives it for Holland for 3, and this time he does connect. Nothing but the bottom of the net for the #1 overall pick from the NBA G League Ignite just a year ago. He gets the Bulls within 1. Now here at the top of the key, Zubats trying to back down Vucevic. He actually draws the double. That leaves George open left side for 3, and he's going to hit nothing but nylon. PG-13 answers right back with a 3 of his own. As a 9-5 lead. Clippers offense starting off very much awake here in this one. Now the other end, here's DeRozan with a spin, and he hits nothing but nylon. Beautiful shooting display on these past couple of possessions for both squads, as that was a nice spin and turnaround jumper for the All-Star forward. Inside now, here's Kevin Love on the low post. He's trying to work on DeRozan. Pump fakes, goes with the right hand, and he's a little strong off of the backboard. Another miss for Kevin Love up close. As DeRozan hands off the other end for Tre Jones. Now over to Vucevic. Tries to drive on Zubats, and he does. Gets right to the basket. Zubats' biggest Achilles heel this year has been his defense. He is very slow transitioning up and down the court, usually the last man up, just like right now as he gets into position. As Chris Dunn has it right side now at the top of the key for Paul George. He drives right side. Nice Euro step and a finish with the left hand. Paul George with a beautiful move there. Gets Holland leading one way, hits him with a nice Euro step the other. As it's now 11 points already in the early going here for the Clippers. As on the other end, here's DeRozan, top of the key. Screen left side. Love goes underneath. DeRozan, nice bounce pass inside. Somehow finds Vucevic at the rack. That was just a beautiful pass there for DeRozan. Finds his center. And the Chicago Bulls will tie it up at 11 apiece. Clippers obviously haven't had the start that they've wanted this season in their new era here at the Intuit Dome. They need a win here tonight in order to turn that around. As James Harden here with a step back at the three-point line, and that rattles around the rim. Harden did have 18 points in the win just 2 nights ago against the Portland Trail Blazers. As here's Jones who gets inside, hands it off for Vucevic. Tries to get positioning on Zubats, goes to the left, off the mark, good rebound there for the Clippers center. Goes up the court, here's George with it left side. He'll pull it back, try to reset here for a play. Swings it over to Harden. It's Harden now here for Vika at the free throw stripe. Draws the double team, ball's actually loose. Zubats able to get it back, finds a cutting Harden, and he goes to the left and he connects. Nice shot there for James Harden. As that possession looked like it broke down a little bit, but the Clippers did a nice job of recovering there. They regain a 13-11 lead. Now here's DeRozan on the low block, drives on Love, and he gets fouled. And we'll go to the end of the first quarter where it's all tied up at 28 apiece to the opening frame. And now we'll go to actually begin the second quarter. We'll just stick right here as a couple of substitutions are made, including this man right here. This is our second round rookie, our only draft pick that we had at this draft. Riley Kugel getting his first ever NBA minutes, the guard out of the University of Florida. He gives it up for Marcus Morris, who drives, tries to dish it inside, but nice hands there for Alperen Sengun, a former Houston Rocket who also came over, a part of that Ron Holland trade. It's now DeRozan on the other side from the mid-range, and he connects. Chicago Bulls now have themselves a lead. DeRozan now up to 12 points here in the early going. He leads all scorers in this one. As here's the man who leads LA in scoring here tonight, James Harden on the other end. They're trying to get Kugel open off screen. He's going to take a 3, and his first field goal is a little too strong. Rebounded by Sengun, now over to Ayo Dosunmu, as both teams tapping into their bench players here to begin the second quarter. DeRozan now with it, surely a bona fide starter, who is a nice step back for a long 2. DeMar DeRozan, hot start here tonight indeed. 5 for 8 from the floor. Now BJ Boston with it. Hands it off for Kugel. Swings it around for James Harden. Screening coming from Morris. He gets it left side, and Harden dishes it inside, and Morris too strong off of the backboard. Rebounded by DeRozan. He's going to take it up the court himself. Stops at the three-point line. Finds a cutting Williams to the basket. And Patrick Williams slams it home. Bulls have jumped out to a 6-0 run here to begin the second quarter. Clippers still looking for their first points here in this frame. This will be Harden now, trying to go isolation. He drives right side to the basket. Good defense for the Bulls. Forces another miss. Sengun with the rebound. Brings it up himself. Now over to Dosunmu, who gets inside. Finds a cutting DeRozan, who finishes with style at the basket. All Chicago Bulls here in this second quarter. As the fans here in the Intuit Dome letting their voice be heard. Not pleased with the Los Angeles Clippers. They got to get some points. Here's Harden off of the off-ball screen. That's missed. A long 2 not on target. And now the Bulls again with a chance to take their first double-digit lead of the ball game. This is Dosunmu now, who drives right side. He actually draws a shooting foul. They're going to say it's I thought that was just a standard reach-in. Nonetheless, it sends him to the line. Dosunmu will make the first one. And the second free throw is also up and in. A 10-point lead here to open up the second quarter. Of course, the Clippers will call a much-needed timeout. Later now in the second quarter, the Clippers weathering the storm a little bit. It's now 51-45 in favor of Chicago, as they chart to chip back into that lead. A lot of the starters now back in to end the first half. Jones gets a screen right side, finds a cutting Vucevic, who does lose at the basket. There will be a jump ball here. Chris Dunn ties them up as they'll do the jump ball. Obviously, Vucevic with the height advantage, and he does win it. But only 3 seconds here on the shot clock. Trey Jones takes a three, and he misses a little bit on the left. Dunn able to collect the rebound. George now with it right side. We're inside. 2 minutes here to go in the first half. George inside. Nice move, but finds Harden for three left side, and he hits. Great vision there by Paul George. I thought for sure he would just take it up and in, but he finds Harden at the three-point line. He's averaging 26.5 points per game this season here at home to begin. Vucevic now drives on Zubac. Nice block there. Good defense. That time definitely nice quick feet for our center. As George collects it. He's going to dish it over to Dunn. Dunn swings it to Harden. Pump fake at the three-point line. Now Harden trying to drive inside. Draws contact in and one. James Harden now will go to the line to make this a potential tie game. As Patrick Williams gets called for the foul, and Harden does make it the free throw. As what was a hot start to begin the second quarter for the Bulls, it's been all Clippers to end this frame. They brought it back to a tie game, showing good resiliency here. There's now Ron Holland back in it. A lot of dribble moves here. Gets by George and gets to the rack. Nice possession there for the #1 overall pick. Taking it right to Paul George, one of the premier defenders of this Los Angeles Clippers squad. He now has it on his own, trying to answer the favor here to Holland. Takes him isolation, drives right side. A little miss with the right hand. Bulls will collect the rebound. Patrick Williams now will bring it up the court. Over to Jones. 37 seconds left to go here in the first half. Jones drives, pulls from the mid-range, a little strong. Rebounded by Love. Quickly up the court to Harden. Clippers have a chance to potentially double dip here. As he's going to find a cutting Love, and he will score. So 53 all again. Nice pass there for James Harden. It's 0.3 seconds will separate the game clock and the shot clock for these two squads. As with that being said, Ron Holland will dribble out as much clock as he can, trying to make this the last possession here of the first half. He's got 6 seconds left on the shot clock. Very late start here. Gets the screen left side. He'll drive to the basket, and he'll come up a little short. And this shot will not count. It would not have gone on anyway. And we'll go to the half with a 53-53 game. Want to see who wins it here in the second half. Don't go anywhere. So evenly matched between these two squads, both with the exact same point totals in the first and the second, as James Harden leads all scorers with 22, while DeMar DeRozan has 20 for Chicago. As we'll jump here into the second half. Clippers, obviously, like we said earlier, could really use a win here at home. They need this ball game. While the Bulls 4-5, they could also do it. Clippers start off the second half of the basketball. George gets a screen, drives to the basket, and can't connect. Good defense there by Chicago. He's on the other end. Trey Jones now with it. George will meet him there at the three-point line. Here comes a screen from Caruso. Jones, right side, doing a lot of dribble, but nice hands there by Harden, who's able to pick the pocket of Trey. And George on the other end tries to find a cutting Dunn to the basket, and he does, but Dunn will miss the layup. Gets the second chance points, however. And instead of going up with it, they're going to reset at the top of the key. 5 seconds to go here on the shot clock. George gets a screen, finds a cutting Zubac at the basket, and he scores. Nice job there from the Clippers. That two possessions were all started because of the hands of James Harden, who's played a lot better defense since coming over to the Los Angeles Clippers. That was always the knock on his game. As here's DeRozan for a mid-range jumper, and he connects again. DeMar DeRozan now with 22 points on the night. Ties all leaders with James Harden. As we're back to square one here, Harden with the basketball. The former NBA MVP now, taking it to Caruso. Trying to get him swaying one way. Goes right side and finishes at the basket. That's just a beautiful move there by the Beard, who has 24 points now on the night, leading all scorers. As the Clippers trying to pick up the slack for the missing of Kawhi Leonard, but there's an alley-oop. That is Ron Holland who's throwing it down at the basket. That's not an alley-oop to a big man. That's an alley-oop to the #1 overall pick. Nice finish there for him, as now here's Paul George on the other end trying to take it right back at him again. Gonna try to use his size now. Back down. A much more lean Holland spins off of him and just finishes at the basket. Just a veteran move there by Paul George, humbling the rookie immediately after that alley-oop. Now 59-57 your score. Bulls and Clippers going tit for tat here in this one. As DeRozan now tries to drive inside, he runs right into Chris Dunn, who will get called for his third personal foul of the night. So that'll reset now here. The shot clock back to 14. Holland with the inbounds pass. Over in the corner for Jones, and he rattles it off of the back spot board. And now the Clippers with the chance to extend their lead. Dunn quickly gets the screen right side. Here comes the defense collapsing. Kicks it over to George in the corner for three. And no, that one is also off the mark. A very similar shot to Dre Jones on the other side. It's 59-57, 2 points separating these two squads. Caruso now over to DeRozan, gets by George, going to pull up from the mid-range and connects. DeMar DeRozan has been a mid-range magician here tonight. He gets this ball game back up to 59 apiece. George now with it on the left side. Here comes the screen, tries to drive inward. Defense collapses, kicks it out to Dunn. Good recovery defense here by Chicago. Dunn will drive inside, kick it back out to Love. That one's intercepted. Caruso gets in the passing lane. They try to find Harden in the corner. And now Caruso on the other end is going to find a cutting Vucevic, who slams it down. Yeah, don't expect Zubats to get back on transition defense like that. Another two-hand slam for Vucevic, who has 3 of those already tonight, which shows you how poor our defense has been inside. Harden now, step back left from Caruso. He's off the mark. DeRozan now with the rebounds. The Bulls now have a chance to extend their lead to 2 scores. As Jones now with it, calls off the screen from Caruso. Goes left side, tries to drive on Dunn. Step back of his own, and he connects. Trey Jones, the former San Antonio Spur, who was acquired before the season began with fellow guard from San Antonio, Devontae Graham. Now a 4-point lead here. Harden again, step back left side, no good. Harden's signature weapon been neutralized here in this one. It's now a 4-point game. Bulls again with another chance to extend it. Here's Caruso off of the screen, now over to Holland. And guarded by Kevin Love. Tightly contested here at the free throw line. Jones now with 3 seconds to go on the shot clock. Got to try to get something up. He's going to drive inside and get swatted by James Harden. We'll go to the end of the third quarter now. 84-82 your score. Still a tightly contested ball game here. As when we go halfway through the fourth, and guess what? It's a 4-point game. So this one still close neck and neck. So we'll stay with this one through the end of it and see who comes away victorious. DeRozan trying to do his part. He rings that one around the rim. Now the Clippers still down by 4. It's kind of been the trend here of the second half, but Harden's going to get to the basket and make it a 2-point game. He's had himself a sensational tonight. He leads all scorers in this one. And again, it's a 2-point lead. The Bulls have consistently here in the second half had about a 2 to 5 point cushion. As DeMar DeRozan will get fouled inside driving on Zubats, his first personal. Third team as DeMar DeRozan now with 36 on the night. Him and James Harden have led both of their squads into this tightly contested matchup, as this now 4 points again separates these two teams. As there's 4.5 minutes to go here in this one. And now with it has Trey Jones on his hip. 11 seconds left to go here. Over to Kevin Love. Love inside for Zubats. He's got to back down Vucevic. 3 seconds to go on the shot clock. Kicks it out for George. He's got to put something up along 2. Not a good shot. Nice defense there by Holland, who collects the rebound. Now the Bulls have a chance to extend this one to 6 inside. 4 minutes left to play. Coming down on crunch time. DeRozan gets called for the charging foul. A little bit too out of control there. Nice veteran move by Kevin Love to realize that and forces the turnover. The Bulls with a 4-point lead. George now with the left side. Trying to get into some penetration. He does. Hangs in the air. Doesn't get it to go. Nice rebound here for Vucevic as well. Time starting to dwindle away in this one. He's still got 3 minutes and 30 seconds. But you need to get some stops on defensively and capitalize on the offensive side. They've done the defensive part. They got to do it again here. DeRozan being guarded by Dunn. Tries to drive inside. Can't. Pulls. No, doesn't pull. Instead, gives it up. 1 second to go on the shot clock and a big three. That is a huge shot here for Trey Jones with a big three to end the shot clock. Bulls have made 5 more three-pointers than Los Angeles Clippers have tonight. And it's now a 7-point lead with just 3 minutes to play. But George off the screen gets a three of his own. He answers right back. A big-time shot for PG-13. And it's now, again, a 4-point lead here in Inglewood, California for the Chicago Bulls. The home team trying to rally the troops. DeRozan, step back at the free throw line. He misses. Big miss there. Rebound by Zubats, and the Clippers have a chance to make this a one-score game once more. Harden with it. Drives left side on DeRozan. He gets fouled. And we'll go inside a minute, and we're tied up at 106. This one still down to the wire. A wide-open shot is off the mark. Rebounded here by the Clippers. George quickly pushing the pace. He's not wasting any time. He gets to the basket and he scores. Clippers take a 2-point lead here with 35 seconds left to go. The fans here in the Intuit Dome are on their feet. The Bulls, trailing by 2, have 1 timeout. They opt not to use it here. Instead, they're going to try to get this one as it's an alley-oop to Ron Holland, the rookie. Slams it down off the pass from Caruso, and it's now tied up at 108. About half a second separates the game clock and the shot clock, so the Clippers can hold this one as long as they desire. They still have 2 timeouts as well, but they're not electing to use them. Paul George has it at the top of the key. 5 seconds left here to go. This play, you got to get something up now. You're starting to run out of time. George with a clear path to the basket, and he slams it down with one hand with half a second to go. A great screen at the top of the key. And Paul George hangs on to it as long as he possibly can. But now you got to stop the Chicago Bulls. They have half a second. That's enough time to get a shot off. Holland inbound for Vucevic. He gets it off, and it's no good. I don't think it would have counted anyway. But the Clippers win in a thriller here. 110 to 108 at home. George with the emphatic slam with less than a second to go. That is a risky play. You hold on to that thing for an extra half second, and you're going to overtime instead. But the Clippers gut out a win here at home. DeRozan did all he could for Chicago. Will that be the last time we face DeRozan in a Bulls uniform? That's still a question to be answered this season. But nonetheless, Harden led the way with 44 points. George had 27. Zubats with 15 in double figures. Love had 11 rebounds. But DeRozan, 37 points, not enough. Vucevic had a double-double. Holland had 12 points, 5 on 12 shooting, so not a bad night there for the rookie. But the Bulls do fall to 4-6. So we go into our week now, and George, speaking of George, he's actually made some news. He actually wants to re-up here in Los Angeles. He is a free agent, and we're still not sure what our clear path is of the future. But it could involve Paul George. He wants to stay here in Inglewood. Now, unfortunately, we do drop the next game. We lose by 12 to the Sacramento Kings, 119 to 107. And then some more news around the NBA. This will be the final season of Chris Paul. He's going to call it once he hits 40. And this is his swang song. What a career it's been for Chris Paul. We get some more good news. Kawhi Leonard is now fully healthy, but Blake Griffin goes down with a broken nose. So the injury bug continues to hit the Clippers. And then we drop the next one, 109 to 95 to the defending champion Memphis Grizzlies. A 14-point loss. Leonard not good in his return to the lineup. And then we drop this game to the Rockets, 117 to 98. We lose by 19. So we get not only lose 3 straight, we get blown out in all 3 of those. It's not a good look coming off of that win to start the week. Speaking of weeks, Donovan Mitchell and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander are your players of the week, as the Thunder are still undefeated, 14-0 for OKC. Next episode, we're going to travel to San Antonio to face the 7-6 San Antonio Spurs, and this is a team that I am very interested to play. Obviously, they have Wembanyama, but they've made a lot of moves in the offseason. Popovich retiring, they hired Frank Vogel, made the trade for Desmond Bane. this is a very intriguing San Antonio Spurs squad. So we'll see them next episode on the road in San Antonio. You're not going to want to miss it. But thank you guys so much for watching this episode. If you did, make sure you drop a like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more basketball content. This is Mr. Rob, and I'll see you in the next one.